at all on the motorway, ever, not for a puncture or anything.
No,
Gosh, you're
cars
so
don't
lucky.
cars don't have punctures in the way that they used to.
Well, my car wasn't that old when it went and the tyre blew. I mean, there's nothing left. It was just shreds of rubber. But anyway, do go on.
But there you are, you see, if you're in the hard shoulder, it's a very scary place to be.
It really is.
So,
Yeah.
and that's like your regular hard shoulder. So when you think about like breaking down in a live lane or whatever, I just cannot imagine how terrifying that must be. And the breakdown people, they won't attend you in a live lane. Other people aren't expecting somebody to break down, so they're just going to go with the back of you. It takes forever for them to notice. I mean, they're observing the smart motorways on. I must stop using that word because I agree. That's another thing. We have to find another word for the motorways. So whatever happens to them in the short or long term, we need another word. We could call them stupid motorways, couldn't we? They're meant to be one. Yeah, they're meant to exactly keep the same initial. They're meant to be, monitored by, CCTV and so forth. But it takes a time for people to stop, for those big red crosses to come up. Lots of people ignore the big red crosses. They are like death traps. And I'm just really glad that it has been acknowledged that it is time to halt building any more of them. I hope we never have another one in this country.
And that, of course, is the key, Maria. Thank you, Maria McCarthy, who's a motion commentator and journalist, that they never build any more. It's how, and I haven't got the figure to hand, but it's hundreds of miles of motorway already had these death traps fitted. And Mr. Schaap saying too expensive to scrap, so they need new technology to make them work. No, I'm sorry, we're told that if one life is too much and everything else, why wouldn't back on the show? You might have views. Tom Moore, Jonathan in Finchley. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning. I think you alluded to this, and one of your callers, Nick, also did. It's possible, I don't know the chap, but it's possible that he's and trauma in his life, which is not unlikely because it happened in this country, sadly, and certainly has in the last 10, 20, 30 years, maybe in his early life. And that has covered his understanding of what he sees in the world. And I think, as Nick said, compassion is needed here.
But when he whether it went to help white people, black people?
I don't think the accusation happened at all. Personally, he's saying there's a
the cult of Captain Tom. The cult of Captain Tom is a cult of white. I'm sorry, no, that does revolve around the captain.
No, it revolves around what he's saying is.
Are you defending it then?
Let me try and explain what I think he's saying. Captain Tom has become a symbol. Now, for you and me, he's a symbol of heroism because he did something which turned into something amazing. So that's what most people see, right? But symbols reflect other aspects of his life.
How is this guy in any way a white? Well, he's white. I'm sorry.
Well, he was in the
How is he
army
a British nationalist?
I understand he was in the army for a long time.
Well, I think he was conscripted. It was something called World War II.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah,
so again, there's a narrative. There may be a narrative in the Reverend Brown's mind, which is that the British Army, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, whatever it was something that caused and was a part of the racist problem.
Sorry, the British Army is now racist. It's part of the racist problem.
Not now.
No, but then it was.
Yes, we.
So people like Captain Sir Tom, and even my late dad, who didn't read those ranks, them going to war in the Second World War was a racist exercise, was it?
Well, you say the Second World War. The Second World War was very specific against Nazi Germany, but prior to that, the British Army was big colonialist.
And do you think my dad thought that when he was called up?
No,
or did he just think, that's not bad, I've got to go join the army?
It was a different world at the time, and there were different values. And empire was normal at those times. But now we look back on empire and we see that there was a large racist element.
It's 100-year-old man doing laps of his garden, Jonathan.
I agree with you, but I think the Reverend is projecting his ideas and his politics, possibly his trauma, onto
trauma?
This symbolism.
What trauma?
I don't know him. I'm saying he may have had some racist activity activity in his life against him.
Well, it might have been dropped on his head at birth, which I sincerely hope not, but my goodness me, he's in a responsible position. Come on. And he's not...
He wasn't responsible, and yet he has
credit to the man. No, he has. He has absolutely apologised, but I made the point. Thank you, John. I made the point that if he'd been older and setting his way, they're going to make the other of it now. If he was an 11-year-old shouting in the playground, I suppose. He's 29, and we say taking up a post, quite a senior post, within one particular parish. Jonathan, thank you. We'll come back to this conversation a little bit later. The news will also come back to what we're talking about, isolating as well. And if you were listening to that call, I had to tell you, the MOT worker from, I think it was Greenwich, who's sadly his fiancée is on the vulnerable sector. Your boss does not have to provide furlough for you if your partner is vulnerable sector. So, Frank, there's no relief there, I'm afraid. If you want to put food on the table, you're going to have to go and check those cars. 9:32, you're listening to Breakfast with me, Nick Ferrara, here on LBC News, Simon Conway.
Hundreds of people in the UK will take part in a trial to test mixing different COVID vaccines in the first and second dose. Scientists hope it will allow for greater flexibility with any potential supply issues. The Irish government says the Northern Ireland protocol in the Brexit trade deal is not going to be scrapped. Stormont's First Minister, Arlene Foster, has called for the measure, designed to keep the Irish land border open, to be replaced to stop disruption at ports. Figures show demand for new cars fell by almost 40% last month compared with January 2020. The Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders says it's because showrooms have had to close during lockdown. The weather, snow for parts of Scotland. It'll be heavy over higher ground, milder further south with rain moving northeastwards, a high of 11 degrees.
Weekends at LBC with David Lammy.
Michael Gove saying the EU has recognised that they made a mistake. There's been a lot of sabre rattling. Aren't we great? We've got the vaccine. We beat the European Union. I've got to say, I think it's been shameful. We're all in it together. We've got to support each other.
David Lammy, Saturday afternoons from 4. LBC.
Your dedication to innovation builds businesses and communities.
We didn't realise how broad R&D is. GovGrant challenged our thinking and improved our R&D tax claim significantly.
At GovGrant, our dedication is to maximise the value of your research and development so you can keep pushing the boundaries.
The R&D rebate GovGrant secured helped pay the bills, but what they did was actually worth more than just money.
Whatever you do, maximise the value of your innovation at govgrant.co.uk. For thousands of years, the world has been mesmerised by gold. Trusted by the powerful, wanted by the many, owned by the very few. For decades, Goldbank has lived and breathed gold, sourcing the finest gold from around the world, envisioning a new standard, the Goldbank standard. Want to increase your gold portfolio? Want to sell your gold at our best price? The time is now.